G'day gang, how you going? Jujubear here, welcome back to the channel. And welcome back to another episode of Total War Tuesday, where we play a best of 3 small funds mini tournament on any title from the Total War franchise. Now you can see we're playing Total War Rome 2, as usual. We've got a whole bunch of my units walking in slow-mo, just taking their time. Some of the animations are hilarious, the way they work out like this. But I have brought Carthage in the first match. My opponent here has brought Egypt. Fairly interesting matchup. There is a potential to bring some pretty interesting units. I have the option of bringing elephants. He also has the option of bringing elephants. He's got the option of bringing scythe chariots, that kind of thing. I haven't seen that in a while. Let's just go through my army first of all. So I've got 2 mercenary Numidian cav, one over here, one on that flank over there. I thought, why not? I really like these guys. I like their unit, what do you call it, skin. They're just a very nice looking unit, and not a lot of people tend to bring these into battle. I'm trying to bring a lot more with the noble Numidian cavalry as well, because they seem to be quite a nice unit to bring also, just trying to make them work. So I brought 2 of them. Up the back I've got 2 mercenary Iberian swordsmen. Backing them up is 2 Scutari cavalry. I've also got a late Libyan hoplite, and my general is going to be a noble cav, very heavy shock cavalry. Very cav heavy for a small funds tournament match. What I'm hoping to do is use these Iberian swordsmen to get some jabs in and just have a little bit of stability with this late Libyan hoplite. And what I'm going to hope to do is do hit and runs with my Scutari cav while I throw jabs at the enemy and keep my noble cav in reserve to kind of pick up any dregs. Now, what just happened there is I brought my Numidian cav around this flank, doing a bit of scouting, making sure there's nothing in these woods over here. And sure enough, he's got a couple of these scythe chariots hidden in these woods over there. So it was lucky that I did do that scouting early on. So you can see that's a considerable investment from my opponent, throwing some money at these scythe chariots. If he can use them well, he could clean up the rest of my army, really. Though, luckily, I have brought a lot of javelins. Numidian cav have a lot of javelins. Let's just check their ammunition here. 7 javelins to be exact. The Iberian swordsmen have a lot of javelins as well. I believe it's around 7. Late Libyan hoplites obviously will get stomped. But the rest of my cav do have pretty good weight classes, so they should be okay coming up against the scythe chariot. So that is the main threat. Public enemy number 1 for Jujubear. So if I can deal with them, then I'm sitting pretty. So what he's done is to try and avoid being shot to death. He's brought a lot of skirmishes of his own. So he's got 2 Egyptian slingers at the front, 2 Egyptian archers, which is keeping on the flanks, just warding off my Numidian cav. Probably a good idea. He has got a pretty favorable spot up here on the hill, so any charges I throw at him are not gonna be super effective. Also, he's got 3 Egyptian archers. One is up here on the hill as well. He's got 3 Egyptian infantry, very squishy. Probably just meat shieldy, hoping to hold down units while his scythe chariots clean them up. And he's got 1, 2, 3 Nubian spearmen, also very cheap. Very nice looking unit. I love the skins on these guys as well. They have a fairly good weapon damage. They don't have cavalry counter tactics. I can't remember which unit it is that has that. But yeah, they have square formation, which can make them last a long time in a fight. So definitely looking like a difficult task straight off the bat. I'm pretty much going to ignore a lot of his infantry and just go straight for the scythe chariots. As long as I can deal with them, I'm going to be sweet. Just going to put it on forward here. Now what I'm going to do, so doing a little bit of scouting, a little bit of play tactics. I've moved my Scutari cav up, and I'm just going to force back his archers and stuff. I don't know if that's any better. I'll probably put it on top, yeah. So mercenary Scutari cav, going to charge into his light spearmen. These light spearmen are going to fall very quickly, even though they are spearmen, and they do have a good bonus versus large. As long as I can get out of combat fairly quickly, then I should be in a good place. Going to use my Iberian swordsmen straight away to take some shots at those scythe chariots. And you can see they're taking a lot of fire there. What are they? I haven't lost a man just yet, but their HP damage is going to be way lower than I expected. So Gonna bring my Scutari Cav in just to hold them down so that my Iberian swords can get some good shots in. He is starting to rip through my Iberian swordsman here, but I've got the other Iberian swordsman trained on him, and I've also got this Numidian Cav that's taking shots as well. He has lost one side chariot so far, which is good for me, but I am losing my Scutari Cav fairly quickly at holding up the rest of his forces. These Numidian Cav haven't been activated just yet. I'm going to go after his skirmishes in a second. I'm pretty much ignoring his infantry. Just using my late Libyan hoplites to come up against his Egyptian infantry and spearmen and that kind of thing. He actually leaves his chariots alone for a few seconds, and that's all it takes for my Iberian swordsman and my Numidian Cav to get a couple of very crucial kills there. So we have dealt with the side chariots. The threat is now over. I have activated this mercenary Numidian Cav, and I'm going to come into the back and wreck a whole bunch of his skirmishes there. So this is kind of why these are... Whoa! Holy crap! That side chariot just like destroyed a whole bunch of my Numidian cavalry. I didn't realize that was a thing. Jesus. Yeah, cool. So I'm getting nice recharges with my Numidian Cav. They're being crucial in this battle so far. Finishing off the side chariots and getting some nice recharges and finishing off his skirmishes, that kind of thing. But it looks like it's a little bit too late. His general's dead. A lot of his units are now routing. I did not realize that you could lose units to a routing chariot. That's so interesting. That was hilarious. Not hilarious, but kind of depressing. So I lost like 5 Numidian Cav to that routing chariot there. But they did serve their purpose. They did a really great job of finishing off a couple of very important units on the battlefield. And again, it's just cleanup duty from here on. So I'm just going to put it onto forward. My Noble Cav finally is activated, and I'm just going to finish off the rest of those skirmishes. I don't know how we got 222 kills on that Noble Cav. He wasn't really doing much. But yeah, the Midian Cav getting lots of kills. He did manage to get 170 kills on his side chariots, but it wasn't enough, and it wasn't quick enough. Where am I? 2-2. Here we go. So, game 2, Syracuse versus Boii. Battle Tarraco. I brought 2 of these mercenary Italian cavalry, 2 javelinmen, 2 Samnite warriors, 1 thorax hoplite, and 2 militia hoplites. He's brought a pretty bizarre build for the Boii. Hasn't really focused on the strength of his swords, or his chosen swords, and he's brought 3 of these Celtic warriors. And a lot of light horse, 3 light horse to be exact. He's also brought a noble horse general, and 2 Celtic skirmishers up the front. So, I suppose he's got maneuverability. He has the option of getting rid of my skirmishers with the light horses, or the possibility. He could win the cav engagements if he uses his noble horse correctly. Actually, let's see, what have I got? Nah, not really. My Italian cavalry, one of them could take out all 3 of these light horse, really. His Celtic warriors are more than a match for, well, I mean, I say that, but the Samnite warriors are pretty good. Very heavy melee infantry. Let's just check stats. 36, 34. Wow, 40 weapon damage for the Celtic warriors. I didn't realize it was that high. Charge bonus is going to be the same. Melee defense. Yeah, there you go. 55 as opposed to 52. And armor, health, base morale, 95, 65, 55. Yep. Wow. Base morale and the armor is way higher on my Samnite warriors. So being a sword unit, they can do a fair bit of damage, but the real strength with these Samnite warriors lies in their staying power, it seems. So they can stay in combat for a very long time. And I'm hoping to do that with them and use my mercenary Italian cavalry to get around the flanks and apply some rear charges. So what I was thinking against an army like the Boii is that I'm probably going to... I'm not going to bother with the skirmishing engagements because he has Celtic slingers that have a fairly high missile block chance. I was expecting Celtic slingers, so I didn't bother with the skirmishes of my own. He brought instead 2 Celtic skirmishers. So I'm going to have to make sure that I can keep these guys away from a cav because they could do a considerable amount of damage. What I am also hoping to do is hold my unit with the mercenary Samnite warriors, get around the flanks with my javelinmen and throw into the back while my Italian cav defend the javelinmen. So that's the plan. We'll see if it works. I'm just going to keep going fast forward. My opponent was pretty happy to just let me march up to him, and I wasn't going to run. I wasn't really in a rush. Even though this is kind of like a rush build. We've both got rush builds, really. So he's going to start activating his units. I'm going to push back his skirmishers. Just make sure they can't get any shots. But it doesn't look like they're on skirmishing. Yeah, there we go. So he's going to send his Celtic Light Horse straight into the front. And I'm going to get myself a pretty good counter charge. Over here, we're going to get a nice charge onto these Celtic Warriors. Sam Knight Warriors got some precursor javelins off. He's going to charge into the rear of these militia hoplites as I try and pull them back into this fight. His light horse is starting to pull out and taking a lot of losses to my mercenary Italian cavalry. I've lost a lot over here, 55 to be exact. I have got my thorax hoplites coming in and fending off these the rest of these light horse. What does he pop? Raise banner and rally. Yeah, wow. So my javelin men having an absolute field day, just showering this area with jabs. Racking up a lot of kills very quickly. 36 already and 7 on this unit over here. He's going to get a pretty nice flank charge into these militia hoplites. Those javelins, precursor javelins from the light horse, pretty much pay for themselves on those kind of units. Militia hoplite taking a charge from the noble horse. It's okay because he's charging through the back of his own unit. I'm probably going to lose it though. I do have my javelins aimed at, I think it's these light horse or something, or Celtic warriors, something like that. So I'm going to finish off his light horse there. My Sam Knight warriors are holding strong in the center. Over here, I'm holding up a Celtic warrior and a noble horse. I have got this thorax hoplite fighting up against this, what is it, a Celtic warrior, and they're starting to fail pretty quickly actually. He's going to pull them back, which is a big mistake. But luckily I don't have any units shooting javelins into the back of him, so... Over here we do actually. We managed to kill a couple of those Celtic warriors. I'm going to get into his skirmishes with one of my Italian cavalry, but he manages to catch me with his light horse. And again, those precursor javelins from the light horse, getting him a lot of kills, almost up to 30 kills there. These militia hoplites still in the fight, 60 men left. I would have thought they would have routed by now, but they're still going strong. These javelin men are trying to finish off his noble horse quickly. I have encountered these Celtic warriors with my militia hoplites again. And I do have my Sam Knight warriors coming up against his Celtic warriors. I'm probably going to win that engagement, but it looks like he's trying to pull his noble horse into my flank. Gets a little bit of an awkward charge. Not the best charge at all. So I'm going to be able to deal with that pretty well. I'm going to get my javelin men in here and start fighting up against his Celtic skirmishers. Don't know who's going to win that actually. Some exhilarating combat. Noble horse getting caught up on a lot of units. These Sam Knight warriors, they probably could have finished him off fairly quickly. He really should be cycling these guys out as soon as he has a charge. But he's allowing me to kind of latch onto him. You can see I'm extricating my thorax hoplites, and I'm going to try and get them into a different combat where they will be more useful, I guess. These Sam Knight warriors managed to hold on, even though they're getting attacked in the rear by a couple of different units. I think it's this Celtic warrior that's attacking them in the rear. I managed to catch his noble horse with my own general, this thorax hoplites, and they're going to get quite a lot of kills there. Have a go at these javelin men attacking these Celtic warriors. They're probably getting kills as well because they're pulling out. I do have my militia hoplites free. They've been wavering for half the battle, but they're back. My opponent's probably doing... I mean, one of the biggest things, or one of the biggest mistakes he makes is pulling out of combat when I'm not in shield wall or hoplite wall. By doing that, he's kind of taking unnecessary losses and shots in the back. He should really just commit and stay committed. That seems to be the best way in Rome 2 of how to deal with enemy units. And it looks like he's just popped rally again. I haven't bothered to... Here we go. Popping second wind on my general here. And are we getting kills or what? 49. Yeah, pretty good. His noble horse is doing better than mine. Finally, the Celtic skirmishers fall to my javelin men. And I'm going to start activating this last Sam Knight warrior. He does manage to get a waver on my Sam Knight warrior, but they do come back and stabilize. I guess that's just due to their incredible base morale, 56. I guess it's not that incredible. It's just like half decent. So 209 kills in that unit, that's pretty intense, and almost 100 on the other. Though these javelin men absolutely paid for themselves. My opponent, the second mistake he made was clumping together his units, and it just enabled my javs to kind of be way more useful. What have we got? Number 3, here we go. So game 3, that was 2 to Jujubear. We're just going to play the last one as see if my opponent can get a consolation victory. I'm going to go all out Odrysian rush. My opponent picked Athens here. So, my opponent really should be anticipating some kind of rush from me. And he should be trying to counter with lots of skirmishes, maybe some heavy cav, something like that. But instead he's gone with a whole bunch of spears, thorax hoplites, and a whole bunch of, or 2 thorax swordsmen. I think there was 1 in the center here as well. He's also brought 1 javelinman. If he can get a couple of volleys off with that javelinman, then he'll be doing all right. They'll be paying for themselves, but as it stands, they're just not going to have any effect in this battle whatsoever. So immediately I'm going to activate my Thracian Cav and start getting some good javelin volleys into the back of these thorax hoplites. Getting some good kills on those thorax hoplites I'm going to pull out at some point. I'm going to try and push back his javelinman, because he's getting some fairly good shots in these mercenary folksmen. You can see they're already taking some pretty bad losses to only like one volley of javelins. Again, yeah, getting lots of kills, so... Oh, not really, actually. I guess under sustained fire, they'll probably get a lot more. So, let's follow these folksmen. My first wave in. All across the board, we're taking precursor volleys, and they're not gonna like that at all. What do we got? 15 kills, rising very quickly. I don't know where these guys are going. And I managed to catch a couple of his javelinmen just there with my Thracian Cav. In the center, they're gonna start breaking. Holy crap. 34 kills, but they have lost a lot of men, 50 men already. And it's at this point I have to activate my second line. I think I just thought better and chose my engagements. Yeah, I'm going to pull them out in a second here. Overheat these Thracian warrior. See how quickly he defeated my my folksman in the center. I'm going to have to recommit with my Thracian warriors here. And they aren't getting a counter charge. They're actually getting a nice charge into the rear of these units, so they're going to get a lot of kills. You can see that the shield wall formation is bugged out, and I'm going to get my mercenary folksmen into the rear of these guys as well. I'm going to bring my I brought my general in here, the Thracian nobles. They're going to get a lot of kills. I've got 1 in reserve over here, the Thracian warrior. It's a bug. So you see this kind of thing where you got the enemy formation that's or your formation that's, you pop it into hoplite wall and they turn around for some reason to face the opposite direction. That just seems to be a bug that kind of comes in every now and then, and fortunately for me, it's worked in my favor, so I'm getting a lot of kills. Thracian warriors already 30 kills and counting. Up against units like this that do have shield wall and hoplite wall, I can actually pull my units out without taking as many losses and recommit. But it looks like my the hoplite general is going to be pursuing me, so I'm going to use my Thracian nobles to kind of catch them and avoid their charge. Now that means that the rest of his units can get a very nice jab toss in here, kill a whole bunch of Thracian nobles. But it means that I can turn around and get another charge with my Thracian warriors here. Bit of an awkward charge, but a charge nonetheless. And that's exactly what these Thracian warriors kind of live on. Lots of kills, so freaking quickly. Come on, buddy, hit him. Hit him. We have to see this guy getting butchered. See, once they get into combat, they're not heaps effective. It's all about the charge. There we go. It's all about the charge. Like, if you can get them with a nice, clean charge into the enemy unit, then you'll get a lot of kills. Like this guy. Wow, just getting slapped through the collarbone there. Boom. See what I love in that collarbone hit? Over here we got the units in full retreat. Excuse me. And I'm going to bring my Thracian cavalry around and seal them in. Surprising to see these mercenary folksmen coming back. But yeah, it looks like it's game 3 to Jujubear as well, so 3 for 3. Wonder how many times I've done that. I should count. But I've got Thracian warriors getting almost 100 kills on each of them. These Thracian cav doing a very good job, 157. But the mercenary folksmen not really doing anything at all, just kind of softening up those targets at the front. Maybe taking some javelin volleys, just not really being that useful at all. But thanks Parmenium for the game. Thanks for watching, dudes. We'll have some more games coming up very soon. And we'll see you then. This is Jujubear signing out. Peace.